Hey, it's Casey. I'm going to show you how I grew my account from basically nothing to $500. And now I'm going to go from 500 to 1,000. Like to show you the exact strategy that I used. I'm also going to show you how to bypass the pattern day trading rule because you got to have 25,000 to day trade. I'm going to show you how to get past that, or how I have been doing it. And I'm going to show you the strategy that I've been using and how it's been working for me so far. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to bring up here is I'm going to look at this chart. So you can see daily. Friday was my last trade, and it was a day trade, even though I have a very small account. Let me show you exactly what I did. So you can see it was a down day, and in this case, I was able to take a buy and make money on this day. So let me show you what I did. So I go down to a 5-minute chart, right? And you can see that the price was just atrociously bad, right? It just collapsed right from the beginning. Well, I was monitoring this and I'm thinking, you know what? Let's see about if we can get a bounce, right? Let's see if we can get a bounce. And so with that being said, I went ahead and I put my trade in. And actually, let me see here. I think my trade was actually on the SPY. So let's make sure I get that right. SPY, yeah. So, and you can, they're very similar, but so I went in, and then when price hit down here, I was watching the RSI. And I waited for price to drop below the 25 RSI, and then I also waited for a green candle to break. So once I got that green candle, my entry was right here, okay? And so the way that I did the trade was something called a credit spread, okay? And this cost me a total of $100. And when I do a credit spread, I like to get a minimum of 25 cents of credit. Okay, 25 cents of credit. So that means I put up collateral of $100 and I want to get 25 cents. So that's $25 in collateral. So I put up 100 to make 25. The max I could lose on it is 100. So in this case, it's risking 100 to make $25. And if you're looking at risk to reward ratio, that's not very good, except for two factors. Number one is I go for a very, very, very high win rate. And number two is I'm not going to, to the very best of my ability, not too often am I going to lose the full $100. And even if I do lose the full amount, it's only going to be 75, not 100. So not very often will I lose the full amount. So I put the order in, and what I did was, again, you use something called a strike price. So let's go ahead and take a look at the option chain on this one. And I'm going to show you how I did this. So we're going to pull this over, and you can actually see the trade right here. I think this was it. Let's see, 828, was that the day? Let's see, no. No, that was on 829. So, oh man. Let's go to monitor account statement. Let's look at trade history, and we're going to, okay, actually, I'm really going in. I'm showing you exactly what I did. I'm so sorry that I forgot. It was actually DIA. So here it is, DIA. Okay, and you can see right here is the trade on the DIA. And I got a total of 27 cents. So let's go back to the chart. Okay, we're going to go back to the chart. And I apologize. I forgot that it was the DIA. DIA was actually much better trade. And so that's one of my little tricks that you guys get, is that I look at the QQQ, I look at the DIA, and I look at the SPY. And if you'll notice here, the DIA is stronger, right? Look at the Qs, right? Let's look at the Qs. The Qs was really just beat up hardcore. And then the SPY was beat up pretty strong, but then it leveled. And then the DIA was beat up, but not as bad, right? You can just kind of see the difference. So we're going to go in. So I still waited for the RSI to get below the 25, and I waited for the candle. So right here, I went in. Now let's go look at, the trade. And I don't know if I showed you this yet. This is my growth chart. You can see I was at 100, and then now I'm growing, and right now I'm at 582. So right now I'm at 482% growth in 3 months. It's pretty good, right? Pretty good. And it said I lost money even though I closed a winning trade because I have some open trades that are down, but they're not in any danger. So anyways, continuing on. So we go DIA, and if we look at the trade, what was my strike price? It was the 454 and the 453. That's the spread. So it was a $1 spread, which cost me $100. Okay, so now we're going to go back here. You're going to see 454, 453. So I'll put the line in here. So I actually never, ever, ever, as long as I stay above 454, I get to keep the full amount, which was $25. All right. Now, I don't do that, though. Because I want to get in and to get out quickly, I don't do that. I only go for a very small target. In this case, it was only a 27 was what I got. Remember, I said I want over 25. I got 27 and I got out at 18. So I only got 9 cents, right? But here's the kicker. Here's what's amazing, okay? Look at this, okay? And this is what is really powerful about this strategy, and that is the time, right? The time, I want you guys to see that. 10:33, 10:15. So I was in the trade for a few minutes, right? And so I was able to pull out a 9% gain, $9, in just 10 minutes. Now you're going to notice here that it says day trades left is 3. You can see that this is a day trade, and I still have 3 day trades left. How do I do that? Well, the secret is you just make sure that you don't go over your 3 day trades a week. And so, yes, I'm not totally getting past it where I'm taking 1,000 trades, but I am taking a trade on Monday, a trade on Wednesday, and a trade on Friday, and it's always resetting, right? And so I can do 3, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if I follow that cadence, I can always take my trades. And I have a lot of longer term trades too, and that doesn't impact that, right? So right now I've got a Robinhood open. You can see 38 cents on Robinhood. And I'm just slowly taking extremely high probability trades, and I'm rolling it over and over again. And this is basically the same strategy I'm going to use to go from 100 to 500, and now I'm going to go from 500 to 1,000. And one other little tip I wanted to let you guys know is I am going to be adding some revenue to it, because while you're trying to grow it, let's do the best we can to help our situation out and put some money in, right? And one last thing is I was very proud of myself for taking this trade, right? I could have got the full 27, because if you notice the chart, I could have got the full 27. Let it expire worthless. But, I saw the chart and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be greedy. I'm going for high probability. I'm going to follow my system. I'm going for 10% a day, 15 minutes. It bounced and started moving up, and I got out so quick. And it was nice because, look, I got in right here, like I said, after that green candle. And then you can see where I got out. I got out on this pop. So you can see how that's like I got in here. I got out right here. So again, you can see that I got out in here and I got out there, right? Just that little bit. That's it. But I'm doing this every single time I can, and it's being consistent, and I've already made a 484% gain. So I hope that that's been helpful to you. I hope that this gives you some encouragement that small accounts can grow. Follow along. When I hit my next barrier, I'll be posting. I'm trying my best to be consistent. I also check out the comments. You'll notice I answer every comment. And I just posted a really cool podcast about how to break barriers. And so this is a barrier I'm going to break from 500 to 1,000. And how do you do that? One step at a time, one tiny piece. And if you're interested in my masterclass, which gives you the step-by-step instructions on how I replace income with options, the link will be in the description below. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. Hope to hear from you.